Alright, we should be back. No lag on menu screen? Was there lag on menu screen before? Sub is doing pretty well, man. This expansion. Question, when Mistweaver Monk is good in M+, yes. Yeah. Yeah, Mistweaver Monk is one of the strongest healers in the game. Alright, now. Let's analyze a little bit of this Brewmaster Monk that we've had going on. Can I do this? I kind of don't want to be in Dornagon right now. Okay. The wrong one. Drop the miser, made you pay for the service? Really? Get out of the lag fest that is Dornagal. I want to see my FPS. The higher we go, the higher the FPS. Okay, so I reduced the graphical settings quite a bit. Now I don't know if you guys notice any drops, like any stuttering as before. Wait, Droptimizer gives you instant sims? Because I have a subscription, but I don't get them instant. Maybe I have the lower subscription? It still happens? Fucking Christ, seriously? There is? Alright, then it's definitely has to be something here, I don't know. The thing is, if it was from WoW, I would have been detecting it during OBS as well. OBS should have noticed it. Still stuttering? The thing that streams your lag. Yeah, but the thing is, my game is not lagging, so I'm not physically getting these stutters, like it's smooth here. Do I have recommended settings? That I could use? No, because it's on YouTube too, it's not just Twitch. Liquid detail, particle density. You know what? I'm gonna try something. Exit. I'm gonna try something. Might as well. Let's open up Nvidia. Nvidia has the Nvidia app has options of optimizing the game settings. For the longest time it has been pretty shit. and it probably only optimizes for playing. I don't know if it has an option for streaming. Let me double check. Optimize. Okay, I have an optimize option. Full screen recommended. Windowed, bro. I'm not full screening. Are you crazy? Max performance. Okay, let's see what it's setting up. Current value. Compute effects ultra. Death effects high. Can I put target FPS? The game isn't optimized. Yeah, I can tell. Multi-sample alpha test. It wants on. Liquid detail high. What about shadows, bro? Ground clutter maxed. Environment detail maxed. Is this optimized? Ray traced shadows high. Dude, I so have my doubts with Nvidia, bro. All right, fuck it. Optimize. And then do I launch it from... Yeah, that's what I mean, Tag. Ray trace shadows high, and you're telling me that that's being optimized. That I have big press button for doubt, right? Try a different game for like 5 minutes. We could. Let me try this first, and then we can try, let's say, something like Monster Hunter, which we know it always has. I mean, we didn't have issues with Monster Hunter outside of Monster Hunter's own issues. Settings. Okay. So can I launch WoW from Nvidia? Yes. Internet speed packet loss? The thing is, if it was something like this, OBS would have detected it. Also, I'm not sure if I know how to see how to check for packet loss. I can test out internet speed and the overall quality. Shows packet loss. Okay, so it starts window mode. Bro, no. Should I go full screen? No, okay, that's full screen. There's no full screen non-video modes. Okay. For is worth, I'm not seeing any stutters. US of A. Well, there's one person on YouTube, one person on Twitch, multiple people on Twitch, so it's hard. Maybe you just caught it at a time where it doesn't start consistently, Chungus. So maybe you just caught it at a time where it wasn't stuttering. Yeah, it's not about noticing. It's not stuttering at all for me. So I think it's just in the it's either in the encoding process. Okay, so I'm rocking 60 FPS. Let's drop in a little bit. Oh, I know. Apparently somebody pointed out that the add-ons helper that Blizz added in the menu, that's also eating up stuff. Where can I disable that? So add-on usage. How can I disable this add-on usage thing? Do you guys know? Somebody was mentioning this the other day. A WeCard that disables add-on usage? That can be disabled. It's a command. Oh, that's so sus. Oh. All right, let me fight a little bit. You guys tell me how it looks. 50 frames is not that great. I kind of want to take down a couple of settings, but at least I can do them one by one and see if anyone sparks the problem. If it shows false, then you have it off. Bro, if my game crashes, I wish I was a smarter programmer. Error stringed. Its dump value C is enabled, so it's enabled, right? The sharpness is pretty nice. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I will run it. Let's see, 60 FPS. It's still there though. I don't think it works. Oh, 80 FPS? No. Do I need to reload? I don't recall the link, but the newest The Bench podcast talked about it and pulled a screenshot with a command prompt to stop the Blizzard add-on helper. I need to check their podcast. It's still here. I copy pasted it though. I cannot see your links, bro. Give me a second. Let me VIP you real quick. VIP Ray Kingley. Can you post it again for me, please? Links are normally disabled. I should probably re-enable links, I think. Alright. Any noticeable stutters so far? I wish I could check these for myself, bro. Maybe I can just go back to the training dummy. That's kind of like the only way. Oh, from Lucky One. Yes. Blizzard has that on spear profile. Yeah, that's exactly what I saw too. Right. So does it still show up? Yeah, it still shows up. So it doesn't. So it's not working. The command to confirm it is off. Wait a minute. Does this mean that I just add-on profile is enabled? Okay, so it didn't work. Second. Check copy paste. Yeah, I did just that. I didn't run to check. Let me run it again. Okay, and now it's still enabled. Wouldn't that be counterproductive? Have a weak aura that consumes resources to stop a feature that also consumes resources? Okay, so I'm gonna just share my screen, okay? Let me. Maybe I'm doing this wrong, right? How do I make not interactive? Create new window. Can I drag this? I cannot drag. I think I can just turn off my camera, right? Okay, right? You see, I hope you see this, right? I don't know if it's big enough. So, if I paste the thing, I can just copy it from here, right? So I'm copying it. You can see it. I'm copying it. Obviously, I'm pasting it, right? It's here. Now, why can I not like scroll through it? Is my keybind not working? Anyway, you can see it, right? It runs all the way to the beginning. Run. Press enter. Nothing happened. Alright. Now, if I do the dump C enabled, let's copy paste that one. It still says enabled, so nothing's changing. Am I doing it wrong? Maybe that works. Are we testing stuff? Wait, do I need to put the colon at the end or whatever that is? But I copied it from the tweet as well, man, and it was the same thing. I didn't even copy yours. I just copied from the tweet. Well, wouldn't 0 turn it off? Isn't 1 equivocal to true and 0 to false? So wouldn't you need 1? Well, I'm not saying that it didn't work for you. I'm just saying that maybe it's something on my end. So I'm copying, right? I don't know. I'm pasting it. I would have expected to get like a message in chat. So nothing's happening. Yeah, it's not. But this is like a totally separate thing. I was hoping to turn it off. But have you guys noticed any stuttering so far? So I copied the run command from I did yours in chat and the lucky ones from Twitter. It keeps happening. Outside of like a fully reinstall, like this happened just out of the blue. It must. The only thing I did is update some add-ons. Could it be just add-ons? Bro. I'm gonna disable all of the add-ons right now. But again, I should see the issue as well, right? If it would if it would have been add-ons, Jesus. Yeah, with the ROM part, of course. I even showed it on screen. Still happens. Okay, so it's not add-ons. That. These again. Little wigs. Bro, just give me the world within. I don't know that shit. No narcissist for now. Europe. Fuck that. Game froze? That's fucking weird as shit, dude. Can you even hear me? I think just Twitch froze, bro. I'm checking YouTube right now. Nope, it's just Twitch, bro. YouTube stream is doing fine. Oh no, refresh Twitch. I don't know what you're linking, man. I cannot see. Stream is giga laggy. I don't know what's going on, man. Do you mean giga laggy or do you mean stuttering? Fuck is this? Chat orders. I'm looking. Let's see. I want to see what you guys see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any dips right now. I'm on YouTube. Still on YouTube. Full screen. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything. Are you guys getting anything on your end? No lag or stutter. I don't know what happened, but it got fixed. I wanna jump out the fucking window, bro. This is unfucking real. I will never understand networking. It's unbelievable. How can we travel through space and not understand cables? That is fixed. Well, it's not turned off and on, man, because I didn't... In between you guys seeing and not seeing the stutters anymore, I didn't change anything. It must have been a server connection. It makes the only... Might have been my ISP, bro. Yeah, but I turned the add-ons back on, and... You guys still had stuttering. Try to fly around the city a bit. I mean... Sure. Wait a minute. Actually, fuck it. Let's do old school casual flying. This is so goddamn weird, bro. Fuck me, dude. Okay, 15 FPS. All right, I'm gonna start hammering these settings down because fuck this. Shadow quality. Eat a fat one. Let's put fair. Particle density. Okay, let's turn these off. Let's see what the FPS is. Jesus, already high. It's 60. Well, it's 60 now, but if I dip down, it drops down to like 30. 40, 30, 20. Dude, never mind. Well, it's still better, clearly. Liquid detail, yeah, but there's no... I guess there's liquids there. I played with it and it didn't really seem like it made a difference, whether it was on fair or low. Now I'm flying out, so 100 is normally what I should have. I mean, I'm seeing 100, right? You guys are seeing 60 because it's capped for streaming. But this is outside of Dorangal. This is like nothing happening here. No stuttering when you're flying. Fucking Christ. Oh my god, good stream quality. It feels like that nice little clean shave when your skin is as soft as a baby's bottom. Don't ask me how I know that. Okay. That is so smooth. Bro, I think it's just shadows and liquids, bro. To be fair, after I did the quasi change, I had like 200 FPS. My monitor cannot process 200 FPS, but I had it. Okay, 60 FPS in, let's say, decently packed zones with just mobs. Yeah, I am talking about the new video. I just saw it, the one a few days old. Don't see any child now. Fucking A. Jesus, dude. Jesus. Alright, well. So far, so good. I actually wanted to look at the Brewmaster runs we did. Let's upload some logs. Yeah, same here. It kind of sucks to record footage and make YouTube videos because the quality on the YouTube videos will also be a little bit lower, and I'm not a fan of that. So I would like to tweak. Can you check out the log? It should be here, yeah. I don't know if it's this file that I'm uploading right now, but we'll see. Being processed by the server. In subscriber queue. Ah, dude. Oh, where were the simple days of 2004 where every service was so low on resources that everybody could just sort of like run a bunch of free services. Now everything is behind the subscription. And it doesn't even work well. Why is it not fucking doing it, bro? Dude, I have a subscription with Warcraft Logs. Why am I fucking paying for Happy place. Happy place. We're gonna lower our blood pressure. Lower our blood pressure. Does it generate better on the website? Didn't pop here. Of course, there's too many people using the service. Yeah, obviously, I know. Platinum subscriber, get your own server on their site. Well, listen, it makes... Oh, by the way, it's loading on the website. It makes sense. Of course it makes sense, because running things costs money, and that's fair. It's just what's the word? Wallowing? Lamenting. I'm lamenting of for the time past, for the bygone eras. Hey, look at these gamers. Look at this gamer. Yo. Look at Martin's HPS, bro. You're a 97 percentile Havoc healer, bro. In terms of Brewmaster, not too shabby. There's like 7 Brewmasters playing the game, so I'm 97 percentile. Oh, 4,000. Jesus, 13,000. 13,000. 13,000. Yeah, Duck, you and me are like bottom. Particle density, ultra precision textures enabled, the textures on high are the main things you need for my mechanics. Yeah. Still doing some keys. I'm currently just looking at my overall performance on Brewmaster. This Darflin Clef was very scuffy. I wouldn't expect to be a very good point of reference. Yeah, I think the Rookery was the best dungeon, even though we pulled a little bit more and didn't time it. Now, what I would like, can I compare myself to, let's say, what are other Brewmasters doing? 11 Rookery. Do I look at an 11 Rookery? This is Brewmaster. I need a log. They're doing 14s. Oh, I can always look at Equinox. I know for sure Equinox plays properly. Playing with the marksmanship. Guys, look at the marksmanship, bro. Who here is trashy marksmanships? Where you at? Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm. Oh, he's playing Aspect of Harmony. Okay. Overwhelming. I cannot look at Aspect of Harmony though. His kick smash is so low. What's his average CPM on Blackout Kick? 13.5. What about mine? 12.1. Not that bad, but clearly lower. Okay, can we see someone that actually played Shadowpan? 14, 13. Slate. $10.7. I had better blackout kits than this dude. Kick Smash. Okay, so Kick Smash is way higher for Shadow Pan. Why is it not as high for Aspect of Harmony? Does Aspect of Harmony buff Blackout Kick even more? Wait a second. Also, that's, I guess, bounce. It's either that or bounce back. I miss Kick Smash up in the damage. It was so nice to get initial aggro and stuff. It definitely helps with Snap Threat for sure. Oh, I don't need to do this. Blackout Kick. Raise second Blackout Kick and Tiger Palm deal additional damage to enemies in a line in front of you. Okay, but that's overwhelming force. Rising Sunken Blackout Kick and Tiger Palm contribute 30% additional vitality. But it's not buffing your Blackout Kick raw damage. The damage that it gets, it's basically transformed into this overwhelming force spell, which is like a totally different thing. Did you just not cast Keg Smash at all? How does it buff it in AoE? This is basically overwhelming force. So if you look at a log, I don't think I can see it. It shows differently under overwhelming force. It doesn't show under Blackout Kick. Why does Shadow Pan have so much more Keg Smash damage? Then in that case, does Aspect just press less Keg Smash? Look at my Tiger Palm, baby. Yeah, no, Brew is terrible, bro. The thing is, overall, the damage is just way lower. Like, it's hard to gauge the overall throughput based off of single target sims, but outside of augmentation, Brewmaster is like the worst simming spec in the game. Wait, it doesn't do more damage than augment. Oh no, no. Oh, augmentation is not even here. Yeah, Brew is like really low, but like considerably lower. It depends on what tank you've been playing with. Why doesn't this have all of the specs in the game, bro? It doesn't have Demon Hunter at all. But these sims are not even good though. Where's everybody else? Yeah, but overwhelming force. But that is overwhelming force damage. So Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm deal 25% additional damage to enemies in a line. That additional damage is overwhelming force, is no longer Blackout Kick. The game sees it as overwhelming force. Yeah, but Brewmaster does the worst amount of damage. Listen, not being the tankiest is one thing, not having the most amount of damage is another thing. Not being able to hold aggro is a problem. It's a big problem that they need to address when it comes to tuning Brewmaster properly. So my AoE normally is Keg Smash, ideally into Breath of Fire, and then I don't really want to cast Spinning Crane Kick. So I have to go into Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, which only hits like 3 targets. Exploding Keg maybe, but this is a cooldown, so I don't have it all the time. I am kind of forced to use Spinning Crane Kick. But by the way, but also Martin, I'm not that experienced with Brewmaster. Because in theory, I could also black kick smash just doesn't hit everybody. What's the radius? 8 yards radius, right? What is 8 yards? It's like this, maybe. Or if it's 8-yard radius from the point of impact, it's maybe like this or close to this. But mobs are like one pack there, so it just doesn't hit everybody. Yeah, Dragonfly Brewmaster was just doing a lot of damage. So that's why I took Statue to begin with. Like, I can build a lot of damage through Flurry Strikes, through consistent Charred Passion usage, and just having a lot of special deliveries passively from Purifying Brew, but that's just like throughout the combat. And it sucks, because on one hand, DPS just need to not snap aggro, but on the other hand, as a DPS player, bro, I just want to play the game. What do you mean I cannot deal damage? Get your shit together, right? So it's kind of like nobody's fault, really, but both are entitled to being able to play the game, right? Rogue or Hunter with Brew for Misdirect. Oh. This is what I'm saying, man. Listen, if because everybody's like up in arms with potential Windwalker nerfs. If you nerf Windwalker, you gotta fucking buff Brewmaster. What is it? Arcane Mage. Fucking Survival Hunter. I have no idea what augmentation is supposed to accomplish in this video game anymore. Blizzard's fault. Okay, so this is let's be a little bit more sophisticated in this opinion, because having the same opinion for 20 years is just not productive. Yes, ultimately it is Blizzard's fault, because they hold all the cards, they hold all of the doorknobs. Doorknobs, Jesus Christ. They have every tool that they need to make sure that this isn't a problem. The thing is, it's also unrealistic. WoW is a very large game, and there's also multiple layers to it. How do you balance the game when, first of all, the data that you have access to is not fully conclusive? Like, do you buff and nerf based off of logs? What if people cheese logs? Do those buff and nerfs are still good? Do you buff and nerf after sims? What if those sims assume patchwork fights? Because what else are you going to sim about? Does that mean that on any fight where you drop damage, your performance is just going to skew drastically because you're tuned around never having to do a mechanic ever? Do they do internal testing and buff off of that? But what if they suck? Or what if the fire mages are so much better than the unholy DKs, so fire mages get nerfed and unholy DKs get buffed, but in reality unholy just does more. Like, there's so many things that go into buffing and nerfing certain things. First of all. Second of all, do they buff and nerf during Race World first? You could have two opinions. One, no, because fuck it, this is the biggest WoW event that pulls in the most amount of viewers, that gets the most amount of people interested in the game. It builds interest and hype, which is good for everybody playing the game, because you do want more people to know about it, see it, play it, pay money for it. That's win-win for everybody, right? Obviously, when we talk about game design for Race World first, that's a totally different conversation. But then you would say, okay, I don't care about Race World first. Who gives a shit? Nobody's Race World first here. Then in that case, then who do we balance it around? Do we balance it when Mythic raiders are progressing right now? For instance, let's take Marcelian, well, me, because Marcelian is not raiding anymore. Let's take myself as an example. I am playing Windwalker, and I didn't necessarily pick Windwalker because it was going to be meta. Nobody knew that was going to happen. But let's say we have a couple of people, okay, what does our guild need? Well, we could use a mage, and we could use a DK here for these fights, right? Because we need these in our comp to be able to beat the fight. Okay, and you nerf those classes. What do those people do then? They played it because of how the state that they were when they chose them, right? Because that would be the value that they wanted to extract from those specs, and you change that value when you buff or nerf it, mostly nerf it, right? Is it fair for those players? And if it's not fair for those players, then it's not fair for any players ever, right? When do you buff? When do you nerf? If you buff right now, let's say Arcane Mages and Survival Hunters to do giga damage, is it fair for the Arcane Mages that said, bro, I just cannot play Arcane, I have to play Fire for my raid? And now they have to play Arcane and switch all of their gear back up again like we used to do in Season 1? So it's not that straightforward. So I understand it. It's not our problem, it's definitely their problem. But in order to have a measured and calculated response to something, you have to kind of see it from all sides, or from as many sides as possible. That doesn't exclude... What is this? Oh, this is Rookery? Oh, shit. Dude, WoW looks like in 2004, man, with these water settings. Holy shit. Ruining's over more than a balance? Yeah, for sure. I don't envy the people at Blizzard that tune and balance the game. It's constant struggle every single week. Yeah, I know, Tag, I know. And how do you nerf Windwalker because it overperforms in raids when it has never even been above average in raids in like 3 expansions? They should never cater. Yeah, that's true. Listen, are you gonna nerf Fire Mages and Windwalker Monks because they can Transcendence and blink and alter time through Muggsy to do like some quirky things that players are just really good at? Are you gonna assume that all mages should be able to play like that and you're gonna nerf mages that way? So then an average Fire Mage that cannot do blink, alter time, blink, displacement, alter time combos to spread ignite to 3 LOS targets? Is that mage is gonna be, well, I guess I'll just suck because I cannot do that? That's the thing, right? Oh my god, Jesus, bro. Thank you, Arjo. Yeah, well, obviously no, Martin. I thought that was implied. You don't nerf it. I think that's like clever use of game mechanics and class mechanics. And I think people that can do that, they should, like Fire Mages that can do that on Muggsy, they should fucking be the best DPS in the game for doing that. That's really fucking cool. We should actually promote more of that. Find cool, new, unique things that classes can do to make them feel like, oh my god, I'm so happy I'm an arms warrior. Only I, as an arms warrior, can do this. This is the ultimate power fantasy and class fantasy. Most main problem is that it's not a good game to watch, expecting people to know or care about all the add-ons. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons for that, but mostly I think it's because of add-ons. That's the biggest problem. Since when you watch WoW, unless it's esports, you don't know what's going on. So if we're talking about streamers, unless you are intimately familiar with the streamer's UI, you don't really know what's going on, which is why I try to keep it as basic as possible, right? Action bars at the bottom, personal resource display in the middle, player frames in the top left, minimap top right, right? I try to maintain it as, you know, as generic as possible, so when people watch our stream and usually our video content as well, they know what they're looking at, right? One thing. Otherwise, in terms of esports and competitive WoW, it's very hard to watch because there's just so much going on, right? That's probably what you're trying to say, or what you are actually saying. The thing is, you say that, Martin, but I don't know if they knew that was possible. Sometimes these things can fly under the radar and they're like, oh my god, I didn't know people can actually blink and dash over the walls. Let's change that, right? A lot of things change that way because players found an exploit that Blizzard didn't know was possible. And we all know Rextroy, right? No player would wonder why there are 2 health bars on your screen at the moment. Maybe, but you can also make the argument that this is all part of the basic UI. This is just a weak aura, but it's kind of like personal resource display, right? Because if I turn on personal resource display, I still see an HP bar and an energy bar. I don't see the stagger there, I don't think. And I don't see my vivacious vivification proc over there, which I'm tracking, right? They must have tested it. I don't know if they did. But, I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't know. I'm saying that it's not necessarily obvious that they do know. And they might as well just know, and they say like, oh, okay, we're just gonna leave it, who cares? But then people exploit the shit out of it and are like, okay, we cannot leave it anymore, right? So even if they do know, they can still take it off. Depending on how it affects the game. A new player wouldn't know that. Well, sure, but a new player wouldn't know what mount I am on, why am I wearing these items, where the zone is, what that tree is about, what are these orbs here. Like, we can just extend that more if you want. A new player might not know a lot of things, but everything that a new player sees here is basically basic UI, more or less. It's part of the actual game. But you know what I mean, Brevik. What if I installed LVUI right now? What if I, bro, I'm the kind of guy that likes to keep this frame at the bottom, the chat at the top left, and have 3 different add-ons that completely recolor and rechange my entire UI. Turn these action bars into like little circles. Put a Guild Wars UI in terms of HP bubbles or circles or spheres or whatever, or Diablo-like spheres of health and mana and stuff like that to the sides. Like, you know, we can do a whole bunch of stuff. LVUI 50 add-ons, 30-week cards. It's a learning curve for sure. Wow. But I do agree, yeah, WoW is difficult to watch. I'm not saying like I don't disagree. Part of that is the UI modifications. And the second part is that WoW is over-designed. It shows way more information than you need, and the information that you do need ends up being very hard to spot. Like, look how many buffs. Can you name all of the buffs that I have on my screen right now without me showing you the tooltip? And can you tell which one of those are actually important to know that exist? Yeah, Classic is just easy to use as a comparison because Classic is just overly simplified. But if retail was like Classic right now, you'd fall asleep. That's why you cannot compare retail with Classic. The appeal of Classic is not what the appeal of retail is. The appeal of retail is the visuals, the feel, the combat, the sound effects, right? The builds that you can play. The appeal in Classic is the world, the size, the community, the social interactions, the feel of wonder. It's like a totally different game. You can play Classic, level from 1 to 60, and never do ever a raid, and you can say, dude, I played World of Warcraft. You cannot do that in retail. You can play retail fully at max level, never ever leveling anything, and you could say, I played retail, and most people will say, yeah, that's pretty much retail, right? So they're just very different games. They can learn from each other, like devs can take stuff from Classic. I still think that even better than Classic, the best leveling experience, the best MMO and RPG experience they ever created was Mop Remix. Which is neither Classic nor retail, by the way. Yeah, but it's nothing to do with WoW, man. It's about endgame. Retail WoW is about endgame because that's how the game is. The game doesn't do anything to make you care about anything that is not endgame. Anything that is not endgame doesn't matter because the game wants to incentivize people to play the new stuff. And if you want to incentivize people to play the new stuff, you need to make the old stuff irrelevant. So in order to make the old stuff irrelevant, that means that what you do in the old stuff is irrelevant. Leveling is old stuff. The last patch is old stuff. Old raids is old stuff, old dungeons is old stuff, old expansion is old stuff. You want the new player, you want the player that loads up WoW right now to be like, oh, I haven't done 11.1 raids or dungeons or Undermine, right? And in 5 months, you want them to be, oh, I haven't done 11.2, and so on and so forth. Because the game is seasonal. The game is no longer about the world that you build along the way. Because Classic, if you level up a character 7 years after the after the expansion has launched, if you have like 14 raids, you still have to do Molten Core, Zolgarub, Blackwing Lair, whatever, right? You still have to go through all of those because that was the game at the time. It was about the world and the story that you build. Now it's just about playing the new stuff, which is fine. Gaming has evolved. It's not the same anymore. But WoW can never be Classic unless they completely change the formula. Unless they completely make it not about being max level. With my rivals now ban all Blizzard forces, good changes for Overwatch so it doesn't die. Yeah, that's what you do. You either get with the program or you die. That's what the free market is for. If you have never played... I don't know how Legion Remix is going to be, by the way. But if you have not played Remix MOP, I would super recommend you play Remix Legion. Supposedly that it has the same formula as MOP Remix. So in MOP Remix, just to clarify, I've never played Mists of Pandaria. When it was current content, I obviously leveled through it, so I know the main story. But with MOP Remix, I actually took the time to play as if it would have been a new expansion, because it was kind of new. In MOP Remix, you started at level 10. You had like a little gimmick, right? The Bronze Dragon flight is going back in time because some anomalies are happening Mists of Pandaria in the timeline when, you know, Mists of Pandaria expansion was current. What was so good about Remix is that you got gear at low levels. You unlock the gear the same way you do in Classic, right? Every couple of levels, you unlock a new slot. You get shoulder pieces later on, head pieces later on, trinket neck pieces way later on, right? The cool part about MOP Remix and why it's even 10,000 better than Classic is that, first of all, you can loot an item at level 10 and use it at max level in heroic raids, in the toughest content possible. You could upgrade that one sword all the way to max, or you could just get a new sword that's better and upgrade that one. But essentially every item had max level potential, which was cool because it meant that nothing was ever wasted. It wasn't a, oh, this item is just going to be good for now. Which, you know, I'm not saying that that's the perfect way to do or the only way to do gearing, but it is a much better way to do gearing than we have now. First of all. Second of all, items were highly customizable. Items had sockets, and in those sockets you put skills and passives. Passives like when you get hit, you explode in 3 meteors around you. This is just crazy stuff, right? But what's important to know is that those could have acted like talents. Those might have just as well be talents. You would socket in big flame whirls, big explosions, big stab procs, big heals on everybody. There were like, how many fucking gems? 30 gems of skills and passive that you could put in. And you had a couple of new spells as well that you could put. I think it was in the headpiece or necklace. I don't remember. I think it was the headpiece. You would have one slot for an extra added ability. That was not a class ability. It was like a generic one. But you could play around. You could upgrade these and upgrade the gear, and they get stronger with you as you level. This is the gearing process, right? So it felt like you can just, oh my god, I want to be a blood. Oh, and you could also skill abilities from other specs. You could be a Death Knight with Heroic Leap. I'm not saying that classes should be able to use other classes' spells, but I am saying that you could use gear to unlock skills for you, which is, does that sound familiar for anybody that has played any other game than WoW? First of all. Second of all, the leveling process was the game. You went through the MOP story, which that was great. I loved the MOP story and made me really appreciate monks. That's when I fell in love with monks, by the way. But you had access to all of the content right away. At like level 20 or 25, you unlocked the first raid. You didn't need to be max level raid. There wasn't this barrier where, oh, you can only see this much of the game, but once you hit max level, you get to get through all of this. No. You had all of the game there. Obviously, the higher level you were, the better it was, and the game was still scaling with you, which kind of took away a little bit from the feeling of power increase. But you definitely felt power increase because with more levels, you had more gems and more gear that did more damage, even if the content scaled with you. So you still had that increase of power. Every level you were actually getting stronger and stronger. So you could actually raid from level 25 or whatever. Do the not mention dungeons and scenarios, right? But mostly raids. And you can get items and currencies and reputations from those raids that would carry on to max level. Those were the max level currencies and reputations that you needed to grind anyway. But you could start with level 25. So it was no longer about, oh, did you get max? Did you get to max anymore? No, it was about, did you play today? That's it. That was the game. You just had to play. It was not rushing to max, rushing max high level, getting that one. No, it was just play the video game, man. Just hop into your class, queue for a dungeon, queue for a raid. What level are you at? Doesn't matter. Your level just dictates the power that you have. Oh, you want more power? Oh, just play more, right? That was what was so cool about Mob Remix. It made me feel like I'm playing an RPG again. And I'm not talking about the fact that Mob Remix was crazy. Everybody was exploding in Armageddons everywhere. And you don't have to have it that crazy. But you can have power systems and scaling that is meaningful and makes you feel like, oh, 2 months later I made an alt, I still have to go through all of it. All of the content is still relevant. What casters are best in M+? Balance Druid, Fire Mage... I want to say Elemental Shaman... Shadow Priest... BM Hunters. Jesus, how can I forget BM Hunters? Oh, is MM picking up steam? Because MM was not very highly ranked when we did the tier list. I haven't checked since. How good it even is marksmanship. It's player dependent though. I fucking love it when that's the case. Dude, I've been gathering all of these for like a while now. How much stuff? Oh, I'm just getting one Resonant Crystal. I'm capped on crests, aren't I? And you were not capped on resources, bro. I understand why the cap exists, but the fact that I can always play WoW and I can always gain something feels good. That feels like an actual video game. And this oddly sounds close to infinite AP grind, which people detested, but a lot of people want back because they realize that you want your character to keep growing in power. But then, you know, there has to kind of come a point where you stop, but that stop has to be at max level, not 17 stops along the way. So the thing is, it feels like we can only play in the extremes. Back in BFA and Legion and Shadowlands, when we had external power systems, player power, people were complaining that, and with Titan Forging as well, people were complaining that, bro, my character is never done. I can never get BIS. Because first of all, it's RNG, and second of all, you can always luck out on Titan Forging and stuff like that, right? So people complain about that. Because they're never finished, they can never play alts, their characters are never done, right? Now, we get our characters done in 2 hours, and the next week we have to do it again. And again and again. So it feels like instead of getting in between, like, okay, I can get my character done at the halfway through the season. No, but we cannot have that either. Instead of having a cap, which is your eye level, which is the highest item level that the gear drops, you have a cap each week that you can get. Gilded is scanning for Warlocks. Was that when you can cast while moving? The thing is, man, there's way too many capped systems, and fundamentally, if you have to invent a cap system, then the system itself is the problem. You cannot tell me that if I want to play the game and I want to do my 17th dungeon in the game, you're like, no more. Okay, you got it all this week. Come back next week. This is stupid. What the fuck is this? Come back next week? What am I doing here? Bro, why am I paying a subscription? Oh, now I get it. Why I have to come back next week? Because I'm paying a subscription. Oh, it's not because of engagement metrics. It's because of a different reason. But it also improves engagement metrics. Funny how that works. Yeah, the thing is, Brevik, WoW already has a battle pass, bro. It's just not named battle pass, and it's broken into pieces. The fact that you unlock 90 crests each week, because that's the crest cap, is a battle pass feature. Log in next week for 90 more crests. Log in next week for another chapter of the story. Log in next week for another wing of the LFR raid, right? Logging next month for another set of traders, tenders, transmogging currency. We are playing a battle pass. What do you mean? It's just not named battle pass, because who wants to use those trigger words? They would never name it battle pass, but don't kid yourself. We are playing a battle pass game. This is a battle pass ARPG disguised as an MMO. Or 6 weeks howling. Yeah, there you go. Everything is capped. I understand why they do it, because they want their content to last longer. So because this game has to survive by how many people play it. And you can extend how many people play it by not giving them everything all at once. Because instead of people playing the game because they like it, they play the game because they haven't gotten everything that they need to get yet. So the devs don't trust their work in the game being fun enough to keep people engaged. So they have to limit what people get so that they can guarantee that they come back tomorrow. And this is not a new thing. This is not a new concept. It's a battle pass. No, you have benefits are the gameplay you already pay for. They might also put in those time gates so that people don't get ahead too far, but I also understand they do it. So that's what they say, but bro, that's stupid, bro. What do you mean? Everything in this world that you work harder for, you achieve faster. That's stupid. If you want to cook 10 pizzas, you cook them faster if you need 10 doughs today instead of 1 every week. What are you talking about? I'm not mad at you, Cole. I'm just pointing it out that it's stupid to have it in a video game. The problem is that it's not enough content to keep you engaged, and the content isn't fun enough. And it's not about the content, it's about what you get. Did you get your eye level this week? Did you get your crest or rep this week? Oh, you didn't? Well, go back in. Oh, you cannot go back in because you already got everything you could this week? Go back in next week. €78 battle pass. You're not just paying for the battle pass, bro. You're paying. Live service games have to have a subscription. It costs to run a live service game. Well, not all. Let's say live service MMOs, or maybe it doesn't, man. I don't know. But they constantly the thing is, that's a different conversation. We have to discuss. Okay, what do we actually pay in the $70 that we pay for the game for the expansion? Do we pay for all of the patches? Because it's kind of a lot of content. Because if you think about it, in all of the patches that WoW puts out, there's thousands of hours of content, okay? Let's be fair here. It's not like you buy a AAA $70 game and you get like 100 hours of gameplay and that's it, right? No, you get thousands with WoW, so it's not really the same value. It's very hard to have that conversation, right? And they keep releasing content and they maintain active service and they balance and they patch, right? That's kind of still continuous game design. People are working during that time. You need to pay people for working. So it makes sense that it's a subscription. If you're not making a subscription, then you need to raise the price of the game or somehow make people pay for each 6 months or a year of WoW. Because it's now realistic to run a game like WoW and not have this continuous streams of income. Infinite scaling can, but when people do certain amounts of difficulty. Yeah, no, oh, that's a totally different problem. And if we're talking about Mythic Plus, Mythic Plus is a flawed system. Mythic Plus shouldn't exist. Mythic Plus made sense only in Legion because in Legion, you had infinite player scaling. You could essentially farm Azurite artifact power all day for the entirety of expansion and never be done with upgrading. You'd still get more stats. You'll still get more stats. It was very, very, very minor gains of stats, but you still get it. There was no cap. So it made sense. It made sense in your mind. Okay, these dungeons can go as high as I can go, and I can go as high as I can go. It made sense. But when they took away infinite player power scaling, even if it was like by little tiny bits, but they kept Mythic Plus, then it doesn't make sense with the content anymore. Mythic Plus should just be capped. The highest Mythic Plus key should be like a 20 or a 15 or whatever. Let's say 20, right? Each couple of levels, you unlock new things, you unlock new transmogs, the timer gets harder, the affixes get harder, and once you reach 20, that's it, you're done. That's the hardest content. You can farm that for better times and better scores or leaderboard if you really want to be competitive, but that should be it. That should be, and then they can actually fucking balance and tune the specs. Because do you tune and balance the spec based off of +8s? Based off of +10s? Based off of +12s? What do you tune it against? What up, Abyss? Thank you for the 13 months, but I appreciate it.
Drink on me, brews.
That I know what you're saying, cool. Ethically, that's ridiculous. But the thing is, until we both own a AAA game as big as WoW, we will never really know what the costs of running a game would imply. What if through, and obviously I'm being like a very generous devil's advocate. I know what you mean, and I kind of agree, right? I'm more on your side than on Blizzard's side. But let's be like the most generous devil's advocate ever. If the game costs $1 billion per... if the game makes $2 billion per year, which is like some out of pocket number, that sounds like an outrageous amount of money, right? Oh my god, $2 billion, you can feed 17 countries with that money, right? But if it takes $1.9 billion to make, then is that $2 billion sum that much? Because we're only thinking about the amount of money we pay. But if you really think about it, what does that money get you? What does a full expansion price get you? What does the subscription get you? And what does buying a set in the shop get you, right? And convert that into an equivalent either currency or unit of measurement of entertainment, and see if WoW is actually really expensive. What if you have any other hobby or personal leisure expense that is not WoW? Put it on a piece of paper, measure the amount of value you get from that, and put it next to WoW, and I'm 99% sure you get more value out of WoW. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? Now, is it ethical the way they monetize the game? That's a very good question. And it's a very hard question to answer if we don't know all the things, right? GTA 6 coming out, and they will be selling online money currency for people to buy. Well, already looks we will be paying over $100 for a game. Jesus Christ. I'm an old school gamer, bro. Give me a game, tell me what the game is. Okay, that's the game. Give me a price, I'll pay you that price. That game is now mine. I get to play that game, right? If the game is the way it is and I want more of the game, whether that is a patch or an expansion or a sequel, then I pay for that. Now, the thing is with WoW, those are baked into patches. Graphical updates, class balance, bug fixes, which, let's not kid ourselves, bug fixes would exist whether or not you would pay a subscription anyway, because if you haven't played any 90s, early 2000s games, those had major bugs and they never got fixed. That was just the game. You just had to live with it. Now you get these bugs fixed more often than not, right? So you get bug fixes, you get new story, new quests, new patches, new armor, new gear, new bosses, all of that stuff every 6 months, and you only pay for the game once every almost 2 years, right? So you pay for the game and you get 3 to 6 times content during that time frame that the game lasts for the money you paid for, right? And if you really want to talk about gameplay investment, how many hours do you play of WoW, whether how many hours you play of other stuff? Of course, there are always exceptions. Like I've heard people having thousands of hours in Baldur's Gate and Witcher 3 and shit like that. And obviously you only pay once for that game. But so do people have thousands of hours in Super Mario Bros. And that game has like what, 2 hours of actual content or 5 hours of actual content. More ethical than the pay to win microtransactions, definitely. Microtransactions lottery game, I'd rather pay a sub and players I'm playing with, I got the power from playing. Yeah, that's true. Well, we can have an ethical game design spectrum where 0 is super predatory and 100 is like super ethical, and you'll find all of the games on that spectrum. There's no black and white. There's no, oh, it's either ethical or not, right? There's different levels, right? And you kind of play with that barrier, with that line. You kind of move it back and forth as much as possible, because for whoever knows what it means to have a business, and whether people like to agree with it or not, having a YouTube channel is a business. I mean, at least Marcelian and I are running it as a business, because it is something that we're making our livelihood off of. Then you understand what it means. Okay, you need to maximize profits a little bit more. You need to cut production costs a little bit more, which are very basic things when running a business on the free market. Because if you're not doing it and somebody else is, then you're losing. So there's a certain level of, okay, it's not ethical, but is it realistic? Right? That's true, but then again, you cannot compare it one to one. For instance, if I had infinite time in the day, I would also play Final Fantasy, but I would not play it for the same reason I would play WoW. I would play it for the story, right? It's a totally different type of game. And in Final Fantasy 14 is probably closer to classic WoW than retail WoW is, right? Because old content is still relevant there, from, you know, content relevancy's point of view. I play a lot of SE2 and it's free to play, but they stopped supporting it. All the updates are now community updates. Playing WoW is night and day in terms of... Yeah, there you go. I'm a big SE2 fan as well, I know. Well, they wait a minute, they really stopped patching the game? Fuck, bro. Yeah, people definitely undervalue, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they are right. Like, a lot of the times players are right. And a lot of the times WoW players, and of course players of other games as well, are taken for granted by the companies. And I think WoW players are taken for granted as well. The company, I'm not saying that it happens now at all or more than before, but the company definitely abused the players' loyalty and love for the game, just as how they abused the developers' love and loyalty for the game design to deliver on whatever it is, whether it is, you know, paychecks or content, or, you know, I guess content is content. Pretty much includes everything. I'm Marcelian's uncle. For the Max comment. Oh my god, right, he did say, what did he say? Didn't he say father and son? That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Yeah. I don't remember what he reacted to. Anyway. Yeah, that's fine. That's what you get when you smoke, man. A tier list video. Okay. Don't feel tricked, Paravel. Everything is transparent. Yeah. What is next 10 plus? Go get slapped by NPCs. Oh no, it's not. I'm gonna have to go soon. I'm just chatting with you guys for a little bit before I have to go. I got my opinion. I just need to keep practicing it. I'm definitely ready to take my brew in some of the keys with my team. It's not the same as taking a Vengeance Demon Hunter or a Prot Warrior for sure, but it's better than a Pug Tank. Fala Português, also English. Yes, yes. I wish I knew Portuguese. Tomorrow's stream rate is off. The thing I have to go to my mom's during the day. I need to help her out with some things. I don't know how long that lasts. I really want to do a stream afterwards, so long as it doesn't last all day and I'm dead inside at the end. So if I manage to get back and start a stream, we're probably gonna do a raid. The best thing to do is just, you know, keep your eyes peeled on our Discord or social medias. We announce it every time as well. This is the best I can do. Yeah, I'm not rushing. No, of course not. I have to wash windows in an apartment block. I'm not rushing, bro. Cause all right, listen. If you've ever washed outside balcony windows, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I wanna take care of that and want to make sure that I'm not, you know, spent and come on stream and be a potato for like a couple of hours. IRL stream. I thought about it and I need to look up some ways to connect my phone to OBS so I can stream from my phone, so that when I go take a shit, cook, you can, you know, guys, see a cooking stream. But that's 5 of you, bro. I'm not streaming for 5 people. It's pointless. You guys have better streams to watch. So you make espresso, you would be incredibly disappointed, Arja. I just pressed 2 buttons. I have an espresso machine. It does all the work for me. I have an espresso setting, basically. I think I told you about it. I could make some French press coffee. Ooh, I haven't made some in a while. Kinda in the mood for some. That's my alarm ringing for like 5 minutes now. Alright guys, I will have to go. I will catch you hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll do my best to start a stream this weekend. I don't want to say I will, because I said before and I never did it. So I don't want to make any promises I can't keep. But hope you have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Keep your eyes peeled for our videos. We do have a tier list coming today, which is the raid tier list. And I 100% bet you money you will not be able to guess what some of the best specs in the raids are. I bet you money. Remember this, remember this. You'll think you'll know what every spec goes. You don't. You don't. And yeah, we'll do more keys next week. As I get my Brewmaster up and ready, maybe I'll toggle win Mistweaver at one point as well, to see what all the fuss is about with this new healer. Right, everybody, love y'all, peace. Have a wonderful rest of the day. See you next time.